Hey guys, how is everybody? Welcome to the channel. So, man, have you seen the Umbrella Academy on Netflix? It is amazing. I just got finished watching the whole season, so I want to get into this with you. I promise I'm not going to spoil anything because I definitely do not want to rob you of the experience of this show. So there's a couple of reasons why I'm excited about this. So let me start with a quick overview of what's going on here. There are a group of kids that have superpowers. They were all born on the same day. There is one guy that adopts them. They all live in the same house, and he really helps them nurture their superpowers. And that's just it. That's all I'm going to give you for an overview because, again, I don't want to rob you of anything. When I tell you that this is fabulous, it is fabulous. I mean, so freaking entertaining. I was blown away. Now, I don't know about a lot of you, but I was upset when Marvel stripped all their properties from Netflix. I'm not surprised by that, given that Marvel is really developing its own streaming platform. So I'm not surprised that they took those properties away. And from what I heard, Netflix has some say in that as well. It wasn't just like Marvel's like, oh, we're coming to take it away. But let me tell you, I was thinking like, so what's going to happen now? Like, how are they going to fill the superhero void? Because a lot of those shows have big followings. So I find out about the Umbrella Academy. Now, I will tell you, the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't know what's going on here. It looks a little weak. But listen, I'm a Marvel guy. You guys know that. Hands down, unapologetically so. But once I went through the Umbrella Academy, I was so blown away by so many different things. So guys, first let's talk about the tone and feel of this, how this thing looks, feels, in the tone of it visually. So it's interesting, right? Because if you've ever seen a series of unfortunate events, it kind of has that vibe, that feel. It almost has a steampunk feel, though not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily look that way visually, but it has that feel and tone. And if you're wondering like, well, what am I talking about? Well, you have to see it. When you see it, I think you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It has kind of a peculiar, a little bit of an offbeat vibe and feel to it. So that in and of itself makes it very attractive. And visually, when you look at it, it looks different than anything else that you've seen, or at least that I've seen on Netflix, especially as it relates to a superhero genre. So the whole setup of it, the way that they have crafted this show visually makes it interesting just from that point of view. And when you see it, you'll see what I mean. And if you disagree with me, you guys know I'll meet you in the comments and we can get into it. But that was the first thing that struck me. So I was like, wow, this looks really cool. Like I'm enjoying the visual feel of this. And then the character dev, man, guys, the characters in this are so interesting, so well crafted. And they all have these different layers to them that really pulls you into the show, having nothing to do with what they can do. You will enjoy interacting with this show just for the character dev outside of their abilities. So their abilities add to it, but they themselves have all these layers, all these different motivations, all of these different things that they're dealing with just in their own individual lives, themselves as a family, and how they were brought up, that really moves them to the forefront, and it engages you. It pulls you into this show. It's an easy binge. Now, let's talk about the power profile, because at first, when I found out about the Umbrella Academy, I did a little bit of reading about it. Don't read about it. Don't. If you don't know anything, don't read about it. Just watch it. But I wasn't super impressed with the power profile of the different heroes. So I was like, this is going to be lame. But again, I'm a Marvel guy, right? So, but the way that they utilize the characters' powers in here, the way that they bring them across on screen, the way that they fold them into the story is fantastic. And the way that they utilize it in terms of how much we see them use their powers is fantastic. It's not just to throw the kitchen sink at the audience with all the things that they can do, but it's so well crafted into the story. Everything folds together to make it just highly, highly enjoyable. And it is a little bit off the beaten path. The power profiles that you see are not normally what you see really in a lot of superhero content, but it matches so well with the story. It is amazing, man. I was blown away by it. Really, really blown away by it. So you have all these different aspects that makes it so good. Now, let's talk about the protagonists in this, or the antagonists rather, should I say, the criminals. That's what I mean, the bad guys. Amazing. Amazing. I mean, so unique in how they're built, so unique in how they're crafted. So I know what you're thinking. You keep using the word crafted, Al. I mean, is your vocabulary that small? What can I say, man? Listen, it fits everything. I'm telling you, everything's so well crafted in here. And yes, I keep using the word blown away because I was blown away. This show is fabulous. Am I using that word a lot too? Amazing. Amazing. I mean, so unique in how they're built, so unique in how they're crafted, so great in how they're folded into the broader story, and they themselves have their own motivations, the things that make them interesting as criminals. And yet, from the ones we've seen, they don't have any superpowers, but their tenacity, their makeup as villains makes them formidable and very, very interesting. That's the thing, man. Like, this thing crafts and weaves a story with all of these wonderful elements around it visually, and it just makes it amazing. I just remember watching it and just looking at all the different dynamics, all the different things that were kind of like assaulting my senses at the same time, looking at the acting, looking at what was going on with the different characters and their individual stories, all wrapped into this kind of strange, peculiar world, and that folded into this really interesting story. I was like, wow! Let me tell you, hats off to Dark Horse. And this is something that I am excited about, that we are seeing more superhero content that's not just Marvel or DC. This is a Dark Horse property. I think you'll enjoy this. I really, really think you'll enjoy this. So I want you guys to check it out because I want to see how the community feels about this. We definitely will be following this show. We definitely will be following this show. My hope actually is to go live on Sunday, and hopefully we can get into this show and ITB and some other stuff that you guys might want to talk about as well. I had to jump on and talk about it. Man, I'm blown away. Guys, Umbrella Academy. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. I promise you will enjoy it. And where you going? Don't go anywhere. I'm giving you the dynamic outro. As always, guys, thank you so much for visiting. If you are new here, please consider joining the community. This is the best community on YouTube, hands down, and we would love to have you. I get into it with you guys all the time in the comments. One of the best parts about this channel. So if you're new, join us because we love talking TV and movies. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share. I will see you in the comments, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.